1,000 square inches, my chief engineer tells me, of weather for you. And of course, me, I'm helpful in that element. Radar quiet, not much going on. You saw plenty of clear skies out there. Sent a picture to my dad of Mount Garfield, and he said, first of all, is that an anthill, and what's the blue stuff above? He was referring to the blue sky. We had great conditions today, a little on the cool side, a couple of blasts of wind coming through. It seemed like once every hour we had a little blast, but I want to show you what we did this morning. We blew the doors off our forecasted temperatures, mid and low 20s. That's what we hit for Montrose and Grand Junction, but you know, as I said last night, and I verified it this afternoon, we were still 34 degrees at 3 a.m. We were still 32 degrees at 5 a.m. And then we dropped right into the 7 a.m. hour. Of course, that sun rose around 6:45, 6:50, and that's the coldest time of the day. So very short window. And as such, we're going to do this again tomorrow morning. Freeze warnings in place, same locations along the Grand Valley, same situation, dropping cold temperatures, clear skies tonight, light winds tonight, and into tomorrow morning. Cold air filtering in behind our exiting storm system. Same lows are forecasted as what we achieved this morning, right around the middle and lower 20s. Same timeline too. So again, this is not a huge, significant dent, but all agricultural interests will be watching during the overnight hours tonight. Temperatures right now, well, Montrose. I just want to point out Montrose, and I'll do that to Rifle as well. These locations have dropped below the 50-degree mark. And when you have wind and you have temperatures cooler than that number, then you have a bit of a wind chill. So some of us are feeling a little bit cooler, but I ask you, does it matter? Because the sun is out and it feels pretty good, and we still have several hours to go before that sun drops. High temperatures so far for the day. Well, here's the thing. We're supposed to be in the lower and middle 60s, so we should be around 10 degrees warmer. I showed you the reference, 10 to 15, 10 to 20 degrees cooler today as opposed to yesterday. Well, we're going to flip that. Moving through Thursday, 10 degrees warmer. Moving through Friday, 20 degrees warmer. Saturday, close, but no cigar. Close to record high temperatures. But again, we shouldn't even tie. But it's going to be interesting to see how warm we get Saturday afternoon. Current wind speeds right now, 5 to 15 miles per hour. So yeah, top wind gusts of the day. Going into the Wednesday period, we expected 25 to 35 mile per hour top gusts. We expected not to have those strong gusts, and that's just what we see. That's what we received. Storm system exiting to the east, cold front now dipping into the deep south. That leaves us with clear skies, dry conditions. That kind of sets up a couple of problems. First and foremost, I talked about that freeze warning for the Grand Valley. Problem number one, the colder temperatures tomorrow morning. Thankfully, though, it's not a big window, and I've said that over and over, but it's really important to know that. We're only going to dip down briefly. Second, though, with these dry conditions in place, we are going to be watching for red flag warnings off towards our east, but as close to the western slope as Cortez, that area could fall into, the Four Corners region could fall into a red flag warning in the next 24 hours. So that is something to be mindful of. Still a little bit of a wind in the forecast tomorrow, not by much, but we are going to be warming up our temperatures. We have a ridge of high pressure building into the region. That current storm system off in the Great Lakes regions, you can see this trough of low energy, significantly cooler in that part of the country, the central and eastern time zones, cooler than the average temperatures for them. So I guess they're happy with that because they started their week with tornadoes for breakfast on Monday. That is not an ideal situation, so taking the cooler temperatures, absolutely. Speaking of cool, here we go. Not a big difference for Grand Junction, but many locations on this board are going to be experiencing the colder of the 2 days. Second morning, post-frontal weather, always the coldest, and you can see the numbers right here. That's exactly what we're going to have. Getting into tomorrow afternoon, you can see temperatures. You'll feel temperatures right around the 60-degree mark for a few spots. For some of us, this is right where we should be for this time of the year. Others of us, it's just shy. But the point is, we're improving the temperatures, and we get into the next couple of days for Grand Junction. By Friday, look at that, mostly clear skies, dry conditions, quiet conditions, a little bit of a wind on Thursday for Grand Junction. That should be very tolerable. And then we get into the 70s, we get into the 80s. That's 10 to 20 degrees warmer than we should. We build in some clouds late Sunday, likely increase the wind speeds for the Sunday-Monday period. And then we look at another storm system. This is not set in stone just yet, and the amplitude is all over the board. So we are going to be looking at an unsettled start to next week. We will be looking at a drop in temperatures, some cooler temperatures temperatures, but I'm going to wait at least another 48 hours before the data would dictate exactly what's going to happen. I know we're going to be unsettled. I know we're going to have cooler temperatures. How cold we go, give us another couple of days, and I can tell you that. In the meantime, let's enjoy the rest of this work week, and